People, I know what some of you are thinking, and that's that, holy shit, it's too soon for the terrible old woman. Terrible old woman only puts out videos twice a month. Well, that's true. Sometimes I only put out one. Sometimes I don't put out any at all. But this month, for some reason, been inspired. So you get bonus terrible old woman. Um, and it's no particular day except it's Monday. It's working on some divination, some journaling, and those sorts of things that terrible old women work on. At least me. Uh, I got some little more sleep last night than I had the previous 2 nights. I'd been going to bed at like 5 in the morning, and it was wrecking me. My pain levels were just obnoxious to where all I wanted to do is just lie there, and I couldn't function. And that's no good. But anyway, I'm kind of keeping an ear out because I've got the AutoCrit summer sprints going in the background. I like on Zoom, I like to show up, even if what I'm doing isn't directly writing, sort of a writer-ish thing, But anyway, so I'm keeping an ear out so I can pause at the point when she starts talking. I note to self to put link to AutoCrit in there. And yeah, I am an affiliate for AutoCrit, but just whatever. I earn a small commission if you decide to enroll. Anyway, I have not been given a product. There's no product placement. Ain't nothing free. Nobody rides for free. Anyway, so today I decided to finally look at this. It was published originally in 2007. And so I must have gotten it then. So I was kind of surprised to find it on Amazon. And you're looking at a little bit of 2007 technology here. It comes with a CD of some music, and if you're like me, you have to buy a external CD drive and plug it into your modern CD driveless computer, unless you got an older computer that's got a CD drive on it. Heck, I don't know. But anyway, it's called Sacred Geometry. And I'm going to put that, but also links to a couple other things, finding out a little bit of this sacred geometry idea. And so I was like, well, I'm not quite sure what to do with this. You get this tracing pad, and
right. It is time for the next
hang on.
30 minutes.
Okay, there's that. And you didn't notice, right? You didn't notice because it was like magic. I don't know. You probably did notice because it's not like I make smooth transitions or anything like that. I am a terrible videographer. You know, I am not a professional at this. I got no fucking idea what I'm doing, and I'm just like slamming in here and doing what I do, and it's all unedited and unfiltered. I know it's surprising because, like, when you got this like superior beauty that makes all the men want you and all the women jealous of you. I mean, I know you're surprised that there's no filters, but this is really me. Anyway, I'm just fucking with you there. So this sacred geometry deck, and it's got these beautiful cards, and this one is passion. Um, and then you read about the card in the little study guide. Study guide. And it also comes with a journal, but you know me, I write things down in files on my computer because I'm a modern kind of chick. But you also get this tracing pad, and can get more tracing paper in the future. I traced the passion card because I'm sexy like that. Anyway, you also get this pet pen. It's a pencil. It ain't a pen. Um, but to me, I was like, oh, humbling, um, smeary. It's just a cheap pencil, I guess, although it's kind of pretty. So instead of that, I just went with the dark gray pencil from my set of Amazon Basics premium colored pencils. Very high grade there. No, they're all right. They're good cut enough colored pencils. And I provide a link at the time when I'm making this video. The 24 is not available, just the 72. I might like to have the 72 at some point because, hey, go big or go home. But also some other things about sacred geometry that I discovered with some links. Now let me see if I can find this description again. It's like look through forever, and once I found it, it's like, well, it don't look like what's on the card. Here it is. So I'll never get used to that. Um, know that you are able to create what you want. You determine what your future looks like. You can turn your dream into reality when you create it out of passion, without fear, and most of all, from the heart. The energy of passion will help you reach your passion and realize that you are capable of anything if it is done with passion. Well, as an editor, I might be suggesting turning to the thesaurus for that, but anyway, I did find it's good little divination deck in its way. And, for trying to kind of mellow out the fact that my nervous system's always, God, I get so sick of always being on red alert. It's like, hey, thanks, PTSD, it's fun. But, doing this tracing of the card, it's fairly basic shapes, and this is a piece worthy of going into a museum and all that. But doing that kind of thing, it's good for your nervous system. Part of the problem with kind of what I've done to myself over the years is I turned my writing into a thing where it's like trying to prove myself, gotta be one of, you know, gotta be making money off it, gotta be one of the greats. I don't know. Anyway, sick of hustle culture, sick of all that shit. So yeah, get this if you want, and um, doing things like the tracing, it activates your brain in other ways. It helps calm your brain down, which I think that's something really that we all need. I'm kind of embarrassed to tell you that I probably got this kit back in 2007. When it came out. I'm pretty sure. And I've opened it before. I looked at it like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? So I never did anything with it. I finally decided to do something with it today. So I'm glad I did that, and I'm glad I could share it with you. Um, so pencil there, and like I said, nice box, handy for holding your things. And this guy's got his own theories on and whatever, but even if you don't agree with his theories, for the neurological part, it's really nice, I think. Um, so yeah, it's just gonna be a bit of a shorter one today. I just wanted to share that with you, mostly for the part of just kind of a different way of helping to bring your nervous system down, to calm things down. You're just having fun tracing a pattern. If you're more artistic than I am, you might like riff off that and kind of create something based on it. I don't know. You can go all kinds of places with it, but I am always looking for things to help calm my nervous system down, things that aren't drugs, because like I have paradoxical reactions to drugs like benzodiazepines and SSRIs and all kinds of things. And they call that medication resistant depression. I call it, I can't fucking tolerate these drugs. Maybe it's the drugs. I don't know. I'm very kind of skeptical and bitter towards the medical system, the Western medical system. It's not that I'm one of those people that's like, I'm never using anything, because obviously when you've got chronic health issues, and I've got all this goddamned endocrine shit, that there's been virtually no improvements to treatments for thyroid problems in like closing in on 200 years or something. They don't even want me to take Medicare, doesn't even want me taking the NP thyroid, also known as Armour thyroid, which is the oldest of the thyroid medications. It was developed like in the 1880s. And later on, Synthroid was developed. I don't know when, and I'm not going to go look it up right now. But I don't tolerate it. And from what I've seen on forums and stuff, a lot of people don't tolerate it. It can spike your heart rate and blood pressure. It almost put me in the hospital a couple of times. Why the fuck am I supposed to be taking that? But here's the joke on me, is that Medicare won't pay for it. So, for the one I can use, the NP thyroid. So I got to pay for that shit out of pocket. Because it used to be that Medicaid covered it for me. But once I got Medicare, Medicaid's like, well, you got Medicare. That if they won't cover it, tough shit. So I don't know. Anyway, it's just this whole thing of having to deal with a medical system I don't trust and don't like in a lot of ways. It's very, very impersonal. It's like, you're not dealing with a cyborg here or whatever, an android where you can just tweak some things and they'll be fine. Treat the patient, not the chart. because the medical system has contributed to my PTSD. Since I don't trust them. I actually had a decent experience at the dentist last week, which, the dentist we go to, they're really good. I have horrible dental anxiety, but, I got through it, and I'm trying to change my mind around the way I think about going to the dentist. Fortunately, it was just a cleaning, but anyway, yeah, so I'm going to wrap this up, just letting you know about sacred geometry, this concept and this kit here, and how doing things like tracing those patterns can help with your nervous system overactivation if you're like me and been running around with a raging case of PTSD for most of your life. Still trying to bring myself down from that. And, but yeah, I guess I don't really have anything else to say here. I've just been thinking about these book promotions that I do, the book promotion posts I set up, and I'm tired of doing them. I don't like stop doing them. But that would kind of defeat the purpose of that blog, the readers for each blog. So, yeah, anyway, uh, it's just something a little to think about. And I'll see you next time I decide to get on here and blather at you. Peace. Love you.